Today's a special day. Does anyone know what day it is? It's Thanksgiving. Have you all been making lists of the things you're thankful for this year? I wonder, though, who knows the history of Canadian Thanksgiving? The story tells of people who were traveling. They traveled a long, long way from Europe, which meant they had to cross the whole Atlantic Ocean. Remember, this was before planes. This was on a boat. They finally hit land, and it was Newfoundland, which is on the east coast of Canada. But despite what they thought about it being new land, there were already people living on that land, Indigenous people. Many Indigenous people called the land Turtle Island. The travelers made home for themselves on this land and planted their own crops. The travelers would not have survived the colder climate or have gotten their food to grow in this change of land without the help from the people who lived there first, who had developed their traditions for survival for centuries before the travelers arrived. The travelers, who had now settled, so are called settlers, were thankful for their survival across the ocean and first winter, so they celebrated that survival with a huge feast after the first harvest in their new settlement. Harvest is the process of gathering all the food that has grown from the ground or trees. The Indigenous peoples on this land offered survival and hospitality to the new settlers. The settlers to the land were not respectful or kind to the Indigenous peoples of Turtle Island, what we now know as North America, though. They broke promises that were made on how to share the land. They harmed and hurt the Indigenous people and created laws that treated them very unfairly. They took away the children of Indigenous communities and sent them to schools that would teach them how to be more like them, not honoring their existing cultures and spiritualities. So on this day of Thanksgiving, we need to think very hard about how we celebrate. It's okay to be thankful for things that make us happy and bring us life. We also need to remember all the children and lives lost over centuries on this land and the promises that were broken. God made all of us in God's image as beautiful children of God. On this day, let's remember that every child matters.